Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to discuss about the night that our Prophet was born and the signs that were seen. Many signs of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam honoring the world were seen before and during his birth. The well-known persons of that time had seen dreams before our Master, the Prophet, came into the world. When they asked for interpretation of their dreams by the clairvoyants and the famous scholars of their time, they said those dreams showed that Muhammad alaihi wasallam would come. Our beloved Prophet's grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, said, "Once I was asleep, I awakened with a great fear. I wanted to go to a clairvoyant and have my dream interpreted. When I arrived at his place, he said, by looking at my face, 'O leader of the Quraysh, what has happened to you? An extraordinary event has occurred. It is seen in your eyes. It is an important event.' After that I said, 'Yes, I have seen a disturbing dream that I did not tell anybody till now.' I sat down near him and began to explain about the dream. In my dream this night there was a great tree. It had reached the sky, and its branches spread to the east and to the west. A light was emitted by the tree, so much so that the sun seemed dark as if compared to it. Sometimes the tree was seen and sometimes it was not. The people were facing it. Every moment its light was increasing. Some people of the Quraysh tribe were holding onto its branches. Some people were trying to cut the tree. A young man was stopping those who wanted to cut it. He had such a beautiful face that I had not ever seen before. In addition, beautiful scents were emitting from his body. I stretched my arm to hold on to one of the branches, but I could not reach it. When I finished my words, the clairvoyant's face had changed. Then he said, 'You have no share in it.' I asked, 'Who had a share?' He said, 'Those who held the branches of the tree and continued, of your descendants, a prophet will come. He'll be known everywhere. People will embrace his religion.' Then he turned to my son, Abu Talib, and said, 'He must be his paternal uncle.' Abu Talib had told of this event to our master, the Prophet, and when his prophethood was announced, and said, 'That tree is Abdul Qasim al-Amin Muhammad alaihissalam.' At that night of our beloved Prophet's honoring the world, a new star in the sky started to shine. Jewish scholars who saw this understood that Muhammad alaihi wasallam was born. Hassan ibn Thabit, a Sahabi, says, 'I was 8 years old. One morning, a Jewish man was running around shouting, 'O Jews!' The Jews gathered around him and asked the reason for his shouting. He replied, 'Know that the star of Ahmed shone this night. Ahmed came into the world this night.' The night when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, all the idols in the Kaaba fell to the ground. Uwatu bin Zubair narrates, a group of people of the Quraysh had an idol. Once a year, they would perform tawaf, circumambulate it. They would sacrifice camels for it and would drink wine. One of those days, when they went to the idol, they found it on the ground. They raised it and it fell again. This had been repeated 3 times. While they raised it with supports, a voice was heard. One person was born. The whole earth had shaken. All the idols fell. The hearts of kings trembled with horror. This incident occurred the night Muhammad alaihissalam was born. The 14 towers of the Persian ruler's palace in the city of Madian were demolished. The ruler and the people who woke up with horror had their notables' horrifying dreams interpreted, and it was understood that this was a sign of a great event. Again, that night, tremendous fires of the fire worshippers, which were burning for 1,000 years, suddenly went out. They recorded the date which the fire went out. It was the same night when the towers of the ruler's palace collapsed. Water of the Sawa lake, which was regarded as holy, suddenly receded, and the lake dried up that night. Near Damascus, the valley of Samawa River, which had dried up and had no water for 1,000 years, was filled with water and began to flow again. Since the night Muhammad ﷺ was born, devils and genies could no longer give information about events to the clairvoyants. So fortune-telling ended that night. Many other incidents occurred that night after our master, the Prophet Rasulullah ﷺ, was born. All these were the signs of the birth of the last prophet, Muhammad alaihissalam. Alaikum salam.